Okay, let's talk ThamePo episode 6. There will be spoilers. I know today is stressful. I know a lot's going on, but I did watch ThamePo and it was an excellent episode and I want to talk about it. So let's talk about it. I swear this show is so adept at making devastatingly beautiful romantic lines and moments. They just really do have a knack for that. The writing is so good. It's also just we've talked about how quiet and warm it is, and I've seen some people complain that it's like slow or all these other things, and I'm just like, I get it. I don't know that this is for everyone, but I'm so thankful for a show that exists like this that allows us to kind of rest in the space that it's in, and doesn't try to like be something it's not. I often see GMM kind of accused of being this one note place with one note shows and everything is a certain way, and to an extent that's absolutely right, but I have always said when they do get it right, when they start moving outside of the box and giving us stuff that's a higher quality, well written, well acted, and feels different, we should celebrate those things. So even, when the trainee drove me insane, I still was like, it still feels different. We should be excited about a move forward. I feel like that with this as well. I feel like it's taking all the positives we got from the trainee and putting it in a storyline that's more satisfying for us. I still don't understand June. I don't know what his deal is. I still stand by the fact that I don't think he likes anyone. I Is he just a shitster? Is that who June is? I do think there was a piece of him that wanted to help, but I don't understand that dude. He's a riot. I'm fine with him. I just don't. I can't pinpoint his motivations 90% of the time. I know people feel like they know his angle, but I don't think we know it yet. I don't think we fully know his full angle just yet. But I'm not sold that he's into Poe. I'm not sold on that. I now understand why Pepper came back so easily, because he never intended to stay. He thought, he didn't need convincing because he had already told himself he was going to be gone. And so I thought it was like a interesting to hold his story till now because it was necessary to help Tim navigate. I get where June was like, I didn't want you to get caught up, or I needed you to like not count on Tim because, you know, he said to Poe, like, you wouldn't be able to be together anyway, which, okay, just say that then. I did like the beginning where they, like, thought out their plan of what to do next and how they circled back around to that, and to show, like, the value that Pepper has in the group, that Pepper can do all things, which is valuable and important. Him seeing himself as not a master of one thing, he saw as a negative, but his ability to do and be good at so many things is what makes him so necessary. And also, I really like the juxtaposition of Tim saying, I can get the ideas out of everyone. I can get them on the board, but you're the one that moves them around and puts them in order. Like, and also showing that, like, being a part of a collective, like a band like that, it's really complex and there's a lot that goes on to make that successful. I remember I was learning mediation. I was in mediation training while my sister's band was going through some rough times, and I like used them as like a practicum where I would come in and mediate their band meetings. But it's a huge part of being successful at something, right? Being able to work amongst yourselves and outside of the company's control, where you can be of one accord, makes you more powerful. So I enjoyed the fact that that part of the story is being told as well. Outside of that, as we all know, it's no surprise that so many actors and celebrities keep their private lives private because it can be detrimental. So, on the one hand, we can just be like, it's unfair. Let them talk about their relationships. Don't force them to hide who they are and all of this other stuff. And I wish in an altruistic world it was just that simple. But a lot of these people do not want you in their business. They do not want you to participate in their relationship. And as fandom, it is inevitable. It happens every single time, whether it's with your partner, whether it's with somebody else, whether it's with another person's partner. Fandom will insert themselves into that relationship. And that is a risk a lot of people don't want to take, and I don't blame them. I absolutely don't blame them if they want to keep every bit of it a secret. And I don't think it's our right to demand their truth. I will say that till the cows come home. I don't care. I don't care if you think you have a right to these people. You do not. You do not. We can live in our guessing world of what we think is happening, but we don't get to own the truth. And I thought it was really kind of commendable that Pepper was just like, you know what? I choose this relationship, and maybe I have to walk away from the band to have it. And so then we have Tim who like steps up and says, okay, no. Like, no, because also I want to have a relationship and I don't want to walk away from the band either. Like, it had a little my school president kind of feel to it. Like, no, wait, why can't we have love and be in this band? I can't believe Tim is such an idiot and left that poor boy hanging, or man hanging, when he like left Poe and didn't say how he really felt. Are you kidding me? I was waiting for it. I was like, at first I was like, I'm so glad they talk so openly on this show. Like, oh, I got so excited when Poe was going to the car and in the beginning, and Tim was like, no, don't get in that car. Or even the conversation before that when he was like, what are you trying to prove hugging me? And he's like, I'm trying to prove that what I feel is real and I didn't hurt you. And then Poe was like, did you? Like, it was such a direct conversation to then end with Tim not bringing it home. Damn it, Tim. And so freaking Poe went the whole show like pouting at home while they were figuring stuff out. And so at the end, thank God for Pepper. He's like, you idiot. You have to like be clear. You scared that poor man. And he runs, to make it clear. Also, the hunt for the rings, I felt very called out for that. I mean, some of us may do that. So what? We could be wrong just the way, it's a good lesson too to you people that might look at rings and things like that. It's also why I've always been like, the rings are never something I hold on to, because rings are just rings at the end of the day. And if you can't get up and close and personal like Nano did, like, you're going to get it all mixed up and get it all wrong. And in that span of like a few seconds, they jump from him being to 3 different relationships and then finding out none of them were true. And if had homegirl not walked by, they wouldn't even have known, right? So rings are fun, but I don't get too deep in the ring thing, and neither should you. We shouldn't get deep in anything. Don't get deep in this stuff, you guys. We don't really know them. We don't know these people, I'll remind you, and myself. The ending had my whole freaking heart. I said, this is the most labor intensive you hang up situation I have ever seen, with them back and forth. What was it, 5 times? 5 times? Also, Tim is terrible at hiding. Absolutely terrible. Like, keep the hoodie on, man. What you doing? And then you waited till like the 4th trip to tell him we should be 5 feet apart, because he didn't want to be. He didn't want to be. So that's why he didn't tell him, because he was just in his little love bubble, which I understand. It's totally fine. The line, oh my God, what was it? Oh, it was the one that I loved the most. Damn it, what was it? Oh, I know. When he was like, you don't walk as fast as they told me you do. And Poe was like, well, I'm trying to match your pace. And he said, walk at your normal pace. And the way he smiled at him once he started walking a little faster. And then Tim was like, I want to learn your pace. I want to match your pace. That was so good. And then Poe says, no, let's find a balance. Let's find a balance and match each other's pace together. Oh, Jesus, this show, that conversation, and knowing Poe's history with his ex and how his ex would outpace him and leave him behind every single time. And he was just making himself small and working to fit in the space of his ex. And his ex never looked up to see where he was or what he needed or how fast he wanted to go. It's so good. It's so good. We need good things right now. I love this show.